What's up, everybody? This is the Fan Dude 21 back once again. And what you're looking at here today is a 52-inch white and polished brass Lasko American Classic series ceiling fan here. This fan here was manufactured by Sanyo for Lasko, and these were distributed through Wal-mart. And they came in two different sizes, this 52-inch size here, and also a 42-inch size. They started up, this line actually was introduced sometime in the mid-80s and was discontinued sometime in the mid to late 90s. This fan here probably dates to around the early to mid-90s, I'd say around 1993 or 1994. It is a 3-speed fan, electrically reversible. Definitely a pretty interesting fan here, to say the least. One thing these American Classic series is that they shared the motor houses between the two sizes. So with that diameter motor housing is the exact diameter that the 42-inch would accommodate. So that's why the proportions on this fan are rather ridiculous. Actually, this gives you the illusion that this fan is actually much larger than it really is. The 42-inch ones were 4-blade. I actually had one around the same era as this one, an all-white one. These came in a pretty wide variety of finishes, if I were to guess, by polished brass, antique brass, white, I think even black and polished brass, and possibly some other colors. I haven't really seen much later ones. The earlier ones were all 4-blade. The later ones, like here from the early 90s, were 5-blade. So, definitely a pretty interesting fan. And without further ado, we'll give this thing a demonstration. Starting up here on the low speed. When I got this fan, it had a 3-light fitter on it, which is almost like a turtle fitter, but it had the real wide base. One of those weird lights. But I'm not really a big fan of showing off light kits on fans, as it is not really the sole purpose of the video, in my personal opinion. But if I have to put a light kit on a fan, I will. But yeah, the blades on the fan are pretty damn heavy, surprisingly. I think they're heavier than solid wood Casablanca blades, to be honest with you. You notice when the fan was stopped, the blades had a pretty decent droop to them from age. Blade pitch on the fan's like around the ballpark of 12 to 13 degrees. We'll take it up to the medium speed. The blades on the fan are also reversible from a white finish also to a bleached or washed oak finish on the top side. Usually on white and polished brass fans, I think the bleached oak side doesn't look as good, so I have the white side showing. Fan's a pretty quiet fan otherwise. It's got a bit of bearing noise. The fan uses the skeletal motor that a lot of Sanyo made fans had. And here's the high speed. I'm surprised the wobble on the fan is a more significant due to the droopy work blades. So that actually comes as a pretty decent surprise. I'd say the fan's probably doing around 165, 170 RPM. It's not really the fastest fan in the world, but with a 12 or 13 degree blade pitch, it actually does move a decent son of a bear for what it is. I'm sure these weren't the actual higher end fans that were available in the early 90s, especially being distributed out of Wal-mart. And there's updraft on low speed. As you can tell, the reversing switch on the fan is located on the top of the motor, which was a common characteristic of Lasko Sanyo fans. Yeah, even the older ones had that very small motor housing in the 52-inch size. Like I said, the older ones were 4-blade with pointed tip blades. The ones from the 90s here had the round tip blades. And of course, the 52-inch models became 5-blade. The 42-inch ones remained 4-blade throughout. Back to medium. And back to the high speed. And that's the kind of wobble I was expecting out of this fan when I first powered it up. And there's my awesome furnace again, saying hello. Can't seem to catch a break with the heat. And we'll go ahead and let it coast. Yeah, one thing's interesting about these motor houses is that they're press fit together. It's pretty much damn near impossible to open them up without damaging them in some way, which kind of sucks. But thankfully, I never really needed to open one up. Like I said, these were more bottom of the barrel fans in the early 90s. They probably didn't cost all that much if I were to guess. The real bottom of the barrel fan that Lasko offered was the contemporary plastic spinner, the 3600 series. Those were bottom of the barrel. I actually have a video of one on my channel from eons ago. And I still have the fan too. Yeah, I think the older models, even the older 4-blade models of this, had stencil blades as well. I'm not sure if the 42-inch models did or not. They might have. Definitely a weird fan. Especially with the off proportions like this. The oversized canopy you see on the top of the fan is allows the fan to be flush mounted. And there you have it, folks. There was the 52-inch white and polished brass Lasko by Sanyo American Classic, distributed out of Wal-mart in the early to mid 90s. Thanks for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, we'll be seeing you next time.